Life's good! Hey guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this magnificent Monday here in Connecticut. 370 freaking swings. Guys, I am a lean, mean compression machine. Compression! Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. Guys, take some lessons. Listen. This time of year, everybody gets crazy, and the first thing that has to go, I'll get you next week. I'm busy, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and the lessons fall off. All of a sudden, this going into January 1st, I got some time to squeeze in some lessons. Usually I'm out pretty straight, I really am. But guys, now's the time, and I'll explain to the whole, I get new students every single day, new subscribers, students. And I'll explain how it works. All right, let me honk. Don't need no stinking warm-up. We're going to do that video on that again, too. All right? Guys, that, if you were sitting in here, was shot out of a freaking cannon. I'll explain when I get back. Go F-sharp yourself, campers. Unbelievable. Sharp of double C, and a little Tyrolean song. One of my favorites. If you follow this channel, one of my favorites. Listen, guys, take some lessons. I told you this year, and rightfully so, and every year since for the last 40 years, 50 years before I've been even had this channel, the bottom will drop out of my my teaching about this time. Kids, they had this, they had to get this, they had a concert, they had this. That's okay, but that's just what it is. And all of a sudden, when you come back in January, a lot of times some of the kids didn't come back. So from now until mid-January, guys, I've got some time to work you in there. I've got some time to work you. And it doesn't matter if it's 10 years old or 90 years old. And the ability level doesn't matter. Okay? Now, I can give you the best chops of your life. Guaranteed. Now, I have to make something clear. A lot of guys now, I always had pretty good chops. Even before I ever even heard Maynard Ferguson. When I went to New York, I had pretty good chops. I could play the Haydn Concerto on a B-flat trumpet and play the E-flat in the first movement easily. Okay? And I was considered pretty good chops back then. Now, let me explain. Now, when I started working with Jerry, that E-flat went up to a G quite quickly. Okay? And all of a sudden, I was considered a lead player, even at 18, 19 years old. Okay? Now, back then, there weren't double C guys just littering the streets like there are now. And F and G was considered good chops. Okay? Now, for an 18-year-old kid in school, I had my pick of Latin, Hasidic, all this sort of stuff. I had road things that I didn't want to take. Well, I took one. I took it a year out of school and did a road thing, Broadway thing. But now it wasn't until I got out of college that, you know, the North Carolina and everything sort of just fell into place. But I had good chops, okay? But once I started studying with Jerry, okay, things really started taking off. Now, it was a work in progress, and this is where it helps you. It wasn't until this came on board that I had every single day, no matter how much I practiced, didn't have to warm up. It wasn't until the Mona Lisa 1SB came along that it really came into play. Okay? Now, I've told you before, I had double C's after a while, and I was considered a double C guy. But Jerry and I knew it wasn't right. And he told me, go ahead, take the work. We know it's not right. We'll fix it. We'll work on it. And eventually it came around. But the point I'm trying to tell you guys is that I've stepped in every pothole. I've turned every ankle. I've fallen on my face enough times that I can take you by the hand and bring you all around it, that you won't have to suffer all that stuff. When it comes to this, guys, there's a guy down in Brazil that's very good, Silas, and there's a couple of guys that know the system quite well, but don't teach. Guys, when it comes to this, there's nobody better. And I can give you the best chops of your life. Now, when you buy Mona Lisa, the 1SB, you get a free lesson that comes with it. Okay? And back to be the best. Okay? Jerry told me years ago, and that after a while, guy is going to be able to play one scale, and you're going to know exactly what's wrong with his chops, if there's anything. Okay? Now, that has come to fruition. It really has. Whether it is a 10-year-old kid, a seasoned pro, or a 90-year-old comeback player, I always start with a C scale, low C to middle C, quarter notes. From that, I got you. I got you, and we're off. Okay? Now, you need a Calip mouthpiece. Doesn't have to be a 1SB, doesn't have to be Mona, but you do need a Calip mouthpiece. Other than that, guys, now, I am charging $50. Guys, that is highway freaking robbery for what I'm giving you. The music store over here, 5 minutes away, Giuliani's Music, okay? They're getting $60, and the guy that's teaching trumpet is a saxophone player. Okay, that's what's going on. And don't get me started, the exorbitant amounts of they're paying these drug addicts and perverts in New York City are charging people to, and I mean that seriously, I'm not going to get into it, but are charging people $250, $300 for an hour lesson, and they can't teach you squat because they're high. Yeah, okay. And if you want to get high with them, well, you know, they'll get you work. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to go there. Anyway, that's highway robbery. Now that is for a half an hour lesson. Now normally that half an hour lesson bleeds into 40, 45 minutes. I always schedule, even though we're only going technically a half an hour, I always schedule one student an hour so I can go overtime if need be. Now, with that $50, you get another free 10-minute, I call it a quickie. Days later, the next week, whatever, for 10 minutes, you come in, you play a little ditty for me, and I give you a little, whatchamacallit, to keep you on track. It's a quickie. Might be, hey, you sound great, don't change a thing. It might be as simple as that. It might be a little something, well, you're great up to the C, but you lost it. Let me try this, you know. But it's quick. Guys, nobody on this planet is going to give you that. And guys, the world is yours, Chico. I will guide you through the trials and tribulations that will give you the chops you desire. And from there, the world is yours, Chico, and everything in it. All right? Get in touch with me. Get in touch with me. at my email, rasalamone@aol.com. I will leave that on the end of my video today. I'll put the website on the front, the email in the back. The website, that is where you buy the mouthpiece. Get it to me today. I'll have it in the mail tomorrow. You'll have it by Christmas. All right? All right, guys. We'll talk.